I reviewed this car 2 weeks ago, and I did not do justice to it. I was horrible. I didn't even get the right car. So, in a really lucky turn of events, Dealership Tycoon has given me a second chance. So, here is a proper review of the Cadillac Miller-Meteor, now that I'm actually reviewing the right car. So, 1950s America. Whereas Europe is relatively macabre, you know, everyone's dreary, the economy has flourished, it's really not good. However, over in America, it is a party. An enormous party. Everyone's working in Detroit, and the massive motto rings, "There ain't no replacement for displacement." Basically meaning massive ass engines. I think by the end of this era, in 1972 or 3, Cadillac had made an 8.2 litre engine car. For reference, that's 0.2 of a litre more than the Bugatti Chiron. Now, these cars with enormous engines aren't too powerful because they don't have the European way of squeezing the most amount of power out of the smallest space. They're quite childish but also very cool. Now, you get two kinds of cars: muscle cars and luxury ones. There pretty much isn't any in between. And at the top of the luxury car pile, Cadillac. Even Elvis had one. But Cadillac made a custom car for America's health services. Private healthcare. Pretty sure it was before it was all ludicrously expensive as well. Funny that. The Miller-Meteor. A wonderful ambulance that looks suspiciously like a hearse. Seriously, if you look at a hearse, and then you look at an American ambulance, at least from this era, they are scarily similar. It's very off-putting, but it does work for Halloween. But then, long after this car finished production, some filmmakers needed a car for their new ghost movie. So, an ancient ambulance that had been out of production for ages seemed like the perfect choice. They took it, and the movie became a hit. And the Cadillac Miller-Meteor was entirely forgotten, and just known iconically as Ecto-1. Now, I don't know about you, but the fact that a car that's all about saving people's lives ends up being known for a team of people that stop dead people, ghosts, it's quite ironic, isn't it? Especially since, 1950s ambulance, this would have seen the creation of more than a few ghosts. Now, what makes this different to CDT's Ecto-1? Well, that's because, as you can see, you can actually take off the Ecto-1 body kit. In fact, that you can buy this thing and not even have the Ecto-1 body kit. It's a special skin, just like the Christine variant of the Plymouth Fury. And later on, there'll be flames on the Countach. But that's tomorrow. Anyway, personally I think an all-white Miller-Meteor actually looks really good. Even if it is ridiculously long. This is the closest thing in Dealership Tycoon we have to a limo. Look at the wheelbase. It's like someone's, basically stuck an extra bit of road underneath it. This may have a bad effect on the handling. Still, only one way to find out. Now, I mentioned in this video earlier that cars from this time period, especially in America, well, only in America, were either muscle cars or luxury cars. By which I mean they were either fast and relatively uncomfortable, or slow and very much comfortable. This one falls into the latter category. It's not too quick. Like, you're expecting a little bit more. Dealership Tycoon cars are, as a rule, usually really quick. This one is quick in its own right, but it's because all the other cars in this game are so quick that this thing just falls a bit short. It is a bit of a shame, and to be quite honest, if I was in the 1950s, I would want to be sent to hospital the quickest way, rather than end up meeting the Ghostbusters. Yeah. But I think the worst offender is the handling. First of all, turning circle. Don't talk about it often, which is a bit of a shame, but I had to, just now, do a U-turn, and I'm kidding you not, it was on the 4-lane split highway, and it took up all the lanes. Oh, and that's me gone. Whoops, gotta go and find the mountain road again. Which, by the way, really not enjoyable in this thing. It is terrible handling-wise. Barely any steering at high speeds. Heavy. And long. I think the length is the worst thing. I mentioned I thought it could be the worst thing, and yeah. This thing is stupidly long, which means that while you're going round the corners, you're constantly trying to have to work out where your two bumpers are, because usually you end up hitting one of them. Often the front. There's no feeling. Suspension is both taut and, well, it's, hard, but it's also sloppy. Like, basically a load of rocks in a blender. It is god-awful. This is going to be one hell of an interesting experience on the circuit. So, there's an interesting thing. Should it go fast around the track? No. Should it be fun to drive around the track? No. Should it be fun to watch go around the track? Yes. You're going to have the time of your lives here. Right, come on. Lock in. 176 up that hill. Oh, there we go. There's the cat handling. More power, please. Or at least what little you've got. Right, left. Oh, clip the rock wall slightly. More power. There we go. 34.51. Holy moly. Terrifying 34.51 actually. If there's something strange in your neighbourhood, it's possibly one of these understeering wildly. Should you get it though? Well, it's very easy to get, and, there's not actually too many of them right now. For some reason, the 2 Halloween events, people really aren't doing. Like, I have only just finished the event for the first week. Where is the thingy? There's only 10,000 Aston Martin Valkyries and you've had like a week to get them. I don't know why people aren't doing the Halloween events, but it does mean that you can snatch yourself an event car for free. That's probably going to accelerate in value over time. It's not any good, but it's a collector's item. So get it. And there's a bombshell. So, we can end. I will see you tomorrow with one of my absolute favourite cars of all time. See you then, hopefully.